Hey there, welcome to Live at Evolution, Vancouver's hit indie music talk show. Today I am blessed to be here with my good friend Argel, MDR. Argel, how are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, as good as I can be right now. Let you in on a little thing. We were both not feeling too good, honestly. Like I just had a cold. What did you have, Argel?
I don't know. We're still figuring it out. I mean, all of the tests turned negative, and
So it's
some sort of virus maybe going on.
I gotta keep my radio voice, so let me just...
Pretty timely.
I think, yeah, it's... So,
You have it. Still. You have it too. So.
That's true. That's true. And I don't know what I have either, so yeah, who knows? Anyways, Argel, I don't want to be stereotypical for this type of show, but, you know, we have to start at your beginnings as a musician. That's just how these things go. I'm not one to change the formula. So, you were born and raised in the Philippines, and you moved here when you were 15. What was it like in the Philippines? Is that where you discovered your love for music?
Yeah, I mean, I love my childhood there. It's like growing up, I mean, we weren't really well off, but I felt like all of my neighbors were just super cool and our family super musical. So I was able to kind of adapt that at an early age. My dad used to be a distributor of a really big book company. So I was able to read at an early age. I think I was able to read at around 3 or 4. And so around that time, I was able to learn how to sing because I joined the church's choir. And from then, I fell in love into music, and here I am.
Holy moly. 3, that is insane. You probably learned how to sing and stuff before like Lennon and McCartney did. That's crazy.
Well, that's what my mom said to me. But
really? Yeah. We'll take her word on that.
Well,
then.
Definitely.
Did you have, when you were in the Philippines, like what were your musical influences while you were there during your childhood?
A lot of Motown, for sure, like Motown artists.
I love Motown. We're big Motown fans here.
Yeah. My mom would also listen to Carpenters a lot. A lot of like 60s, 70s music.
The best generation, in my
absolutely.
opinion. I love the 60s.
The music is just rich
yeah.
and generous with all the bands and instruments that they put. My dad is also obsessed with Paul Anka. So it's these like classic music that I listen to every Sunday morning. That's kind of like a ritual at our house. And then, I don't know, like growing up in the Philippines around late 90s, early 2000s, there's like a big love for disco music as well at that time. So I was I was loving it. I think as a young musician, I do love to move as well and just move to the groove of the rhythm. And from then on, I was able to kind of just catch on and latch on when I started writing songs.
So disco kind of, I guess, came in a little bit later in the Philippines. Did it? Oh, wow. What was it like Earth, Wind, and Fire kind of stuff like that? Or
like September. Yeah.
It's a great song. These are all some of my favorite songs. When you came over here, I guess, or like in your adult life, some of your inspirations that you've said publicly, Sam Smith, Adele, OPM, where did you discover those artists? You know, how did that come about?
Yeah, I mean, you know, like growing up, I wasn't really like the skinniest or the slimmest. And so I was looking for musicians that, you know, look similar to me. And I found that like Sam Smith and Adele were the artists that represented who they are, no matter what their bodies look like. And they were just unapologetically them. And I really find that empowering. And from then on, I've been listening to their songs growing up. I think when Sam Smith and Adele became famous, it was like my teenage years. So it was like very into those kinds of music. And with all of their cover songs too, whenever they make acoustic versions where they're just being honest and they're just telling their own stories. And I really like that. I really latch on to that.
And your music has been described, I don't know if this was by you or if it was by a publication, but as a kind of a blend between artists like that, like vocally, and having like a Filipino angle to the music. Because I've heard you use instruments like a kubing and a kulatang in your music. Am I pronouncing those right?
Kulintang.
Kulintang. Okay. I looked it up.
You said kubing, right?
I did. Okay, good. I looked those up before the show, and I just left my mind. But yeah, so you know, what kind of instruments are those? Just by the way, if you could explain, because I know what they are, but you know, the audience might not. So
they can definitely search it. Kubing and kulintang are very ancestral to the Philippines or around Southeast Asia. They're kind of like bell-sounding like instruments. Which truly represents my music. Like I am not afraid to tell about my story as a young immigrant, and as I go through life here, and I tell that story through my music to inspire youth and other immigrants out there who are just starting. I think it's very important for me to tell the legacy of my parents as they have sacrificed for us to come here, and to also tell my story and what it's like to be here. I think sometimes immigrant stories out there stop as soon as they move here, as if moving here is kind of like this final happy ending. But I'm happy to be here, and I'm very blessed to be here. But my life here has heavily influenced by my past, and so with my music, it's reflected through that. And one of those instruments, like kubing and kulintang, are one of the examples where I fuse my Filipino-ness and I guess my Canadian-ness now as I live here and have that hyphenated experience being taught or being told through my music.
Speaking of which, do you think we could hear a song that kind of, represents that kind of story that you were talking about?
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be great. We don't have the two instruments we've been talking about. We do have a keyboard though. So let's play the first song.
Sounds good. Yeah, it's unreleased, but too unreleased for this show for just for you.
So first time.
First time.
Aren't we lucky? There we go.
Okay, I'm probably gonna go here.
Perfect.
Okay. Some water. This song is called What Now? I don't know the way not to say I'm okay. Lately I've been thinking about the day I walked away. I flew 6,000 miles with a smile, waited lines. I didn't know how hard it is to lose everything and start from zero. Time to tie both my shoes. Now I can't afford to lose and bruise my game. Time to lift up my head, but I couldn't forget what my heart said. It bled. I don't know, but why did I lie when I sighed? I tried to say both days and nights and move past all the fights. I couldn't hear the echoes of the waves I used to know. I couldn't write the words that bear the stories of my folks. So now, what now? Trying to live my life in color. Working too much, I broke my shoulders. I'd rather take my time to reminisce my past mistakes, even if it takes a moment to reclaim my peace. After that, I dedicate every second I can get, walking patiently to find my happiness with no regrets. With no regrets. What now? I'm so hurting. I'm so hurting since I left. I'm so hurting. I tried healing while I'm kneeling. Oh, they know I tried healing. All my life I waited for the moment when I feel so tall, to climb the peak where I can stand and see them all. Oh, I'm still hurting. I tried healing. What now? Oh, I don't know the way not to say I'm okay. Lately I've been thinking about the day I walked away. I flew 6,000 miles with a smile, waited lines. I didn't know how hard it is to lose everything and start from zero. Thank you.
That was fantastic. Very vivid storytelling too. I can definitely, I mean, obviously you can hear you recounting your life kind of, through song. And I want to say I did kind of feel like I noticed, I don't have a very good ear for this kind of stuff, but it felt like even in the middle, you had almost some it sounded almost like a Broadway song. And speaking of which, that's my way of segueing into our next topic, because you're much more than just, a musician. Mm-hmm. You have experience as a playwright and as an actor. And I heard you went to Cap College, right?
I did. I went to Capella University for a musical theater program and for the Bachelor of Performing Arts. And I think as what I was mentioning, at an early age, I really had this spark when it comes to telling my stories through music. And so finding different kinds of ways of arts in the performing arts to tell my story was kind of like my journey as I graduated from Capella University. And I was able to partner with Playwrights Theatre Centre right away and the Culture in the city of Vancouver to fund a project called the Parallel Project, where we pretty much ask new and emerging IBPOC artists to write monologues for us for IBPOC actors to use, because when I was in university, I had this experience with a teacher where a teacher would tell us to find a monologue that fits like a skin so that you can use it for auditions. But then there's not a lot of monologues available for someone like me and for someone who represents my journey. And I think that's where my strength is. And so we created this project. And since then, it blew up. And this year we're publishing the book for the very first time with Playwrights Canada Press in June, I think. So it's been like a journey for everything that I do, and seeing the seeing the final stage of it makes me want to continue starting things so that I can advocate for my community and also tell my story.
It's been a common theme I've noticed with a lot of guests on the show, that they've really been giving back to the community. It's been a priority for a lot of the people we've talked about, which is fantastic. I'm glad that, the Vancouver music and art scene is, so willing to, help the next generation, help other people. I mean, that should be the thing that we do, right? It's Canada. We are Canadians, so we should be, giving back and whatnot. Mm-hmm. I do want to talk a little bit about some of the plays you were in specifically. So you were in Theater Under the Stars, Mamma Mia, right?
I was,
You were Eddie, right?
Back in 2019.
2019, which seems like a lifetime ago now. It kind of is, actually. Yeah. Holy moly. Ever since COVID, things have just been different, haven't they? You were in Guys and Dolls as well. And you were in, let's see, this is a word I haven't been able to pronounce. Fabulous Theater. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Fabulous Theater's All Together Now. Yeah. What is All Together Now? I'm not familiar with that play.
No. I think those are the bios that needed to be updated.
Was it? Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but recently I was a part of Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat. I don't know if you're aware of it.
I've heard of that, yeah.
Yeah, with Donny Osmond, and I was able to play Joseph. So
there you go.
It was very iconic. My family and I went to... So basically, in order to promote the show, they've put posters everywhere, and including bus stops. So it was kind of cool to kind of see my face at a bus stop.
Wow.
And my mom had this kind of anecdote where one of the bus stops that we went to that my face was part of, she used to wait at that bus stop. So it's kind of like a full circle moment for her to just take a picture and have her son's face.
On the bus stop, that's cool.
So I've been doing musicals for almost a decade now, and there's something about that form of art, I feel like for other people, they kind of think that it's all about showmanship and how grandiose Broadway musicals are. But I feel like there's something about where you can't say a line or a word, you sing, and there's some sort of a different kind of sense of emotions that you go through as you sing songs or you perform. So I think that's what I really like about that art form. It's challenging because you get to dance, sing, act, like all at the same time.
Like a multi-tool.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Swiss Army knife.
Absolutely. But then at the same time, you get to craft your work into influencing how you want to tell the story of a character, which is really cool. And for me to step in a lead role was never in a million years for me to think about. But I was just so blessed that, this theater, Metro Theater at Marine Drive, I think it's their South Vancouver.
Yes.
Yeah, for them to trust me to step in a role that became iconic and monumental for me. So
would you say you prefer, like for your career trajectory, are you more focused on being like a musician or a theater actor or both? I know they kind of go hand in hand, but I guess most big artists kind of people know them for one thing, one big thing. Is there one that you prefer or one that you see yourself, kind of putting more into in the future?
It's funny because people ask that question like very frequent.
Oh, God, I got more original questions next time.
No, but it's a very important question, right? It's like one of those things where you got to pick, or like maybe what's kind of the path for you, right? Or like what's kind of like the end game for here. But I feel like for me, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. If it comes to that point where I get to choose it between music or theater, it really just depends on where I'm at that moment. Right now, I'm enjoying playing at the parks, like civic events.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would go to, for example, for this summer, I'll be playing at the Play That Goes Wrong at Arts Club at Granville Island.
Oh, they're doing that at the Arts Club?
Yeah, they're doing that.
Oh, I like that play.
So I'll be doing that over the summer for like the rest of the summer. But then some afternoons or some nights, I would be performing at a beach or like performing at a park. So, and I'm enjoying that. Like there's something about my artistry being multifaceted or multidisciplinary that I'm enjoying. They can call it jack of all trades, master of none, but it can be master of my own artistry in a way that I choose different types of forms, right? I think that my future will definitely involve arts, but we never know. I just keep my doors open because why not?
Oh, exactly. I was going to come up with a creative transition into the next song, but I've run out of creative transitions. This is the fourth show. Can we hear another song?
Of course. During briefing, I mentioned to you that the second song is kind of my love letter. Actually, this is a really good segue for you.
Would have been a good transition.
Because you were asking about this two roads, right? Between music and theater. And this song actually is in the middle of that. Where I performed it in a lot of like music events, and people would be like, "Where is this? Is this in DSPs and digital streaming platforms?" But it's not. It's just meant to be performed live.
Performed live, yeah. So, where have you performed it live? Just out of curiosity, like different kinds of
BC Dumpling Festival, Surrey Fusion Festival.
Surrey Fusion. We just had a guy from Surrey Fusion yesterday.
Yeah, there we go. Juno Block Party when that happened.
I heard that you were there. Yeah, that's a really cool venue to be able to perform.
I performed this song, and people just see the theatricality of it, but also the musicality around it. So I think that's your good, that's your segue.
There we go. My guests are now doing my legwork for me. Good thing this is my last show.
Well, I wish I told you my song too, so it's my fault.
No, you told me before. I'm just, maybe I'm just not good at this. It's time to switch career paths. Anyways, let's hear the song.
So, here we go. Just gotta hydrate.
All important hydration.
Okay. Next song that I'll be singing is Out of Here. Life is so funny, but I couldn't agree. Life is not free, but there's so much to see. Oh, I wish I got time to save up. I'm fed up. I just want to be me. Sometimes life can be greedy, but I don't have the means. Life can get messy, and I find it heavy. Oh, I wish I got time to see. Oh, I'm appalled. I just want to be me. Sometimes I wish I live in a castle. I don't need to hustle. I get to choose and break all the rules. It's okay to lose anything, 'cause I get all the new things. things. Oh, it must be nice to not know the price of everything. Of everything. Whoa, I feel the weight, the hate, the twisted fate. Whoa, I gauge the rate. If I could take, I'm born to fake the ache and wait to break the chance to make a change and state. Whoa, can somebody pull me out of here? Somewhere I can start that's far from here. Life is so blurry, 'cause I like to scream. Life is so hurried, but I got a dream. I'm sorry to myself, 'cause I wasn't kind enough to see the better me. Life is the suspect in a murder of hopes. Life isn't perfect, that's something to cope. Oh, a million times I have to prove, but they removed my old groove. I'm done, almost, yet I just wish I live in a castle. I don't need to hustle, I get to choose and break all the rules. It's okay to lose anything, 'cause I get all the new things. Oh, it must be nice to not know the price of everything. Of everything. Whoa, I feel the weight, the hate, a twisted fate. Whoa, I gauge the rate. If I could take, I'm born to fake the ache and wait to break the chance to make a change and state. Whoa, can somebody pull me out of here? Somewhere I can start that's far from here. Oh. Thank you.
The lower down in your arm you clap, the more fancy it becomes. That was fantastic. Props to you
Thank you so
too
much.
for performing that with like the after effects of like laryngitis. That is insane.
I'm trying my best, so thank you
And
for being kind.
you're doing a good job at it. You're doing a great job. I can definitely hear the Broadway or the musical influences. Even the structure of it sounds more like a theater production, like a theater song. I don't know if that's the right term for that,
Yeah, it
but
is.
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I do.
Exactly. Now, sharp pivot here. It's not really a sharp pivot. We have been talking about how you use your music. We were talked about the Parallel Project.
Mm-hmm.
You've said that you like to use music and your art form to advocate for equality as a person of color. And you also co-founded or started the Momentum 180 movement. And I think we'd like to hear a little bit about what that's all about. What is that?
Yeah, as what I mentioned, it's born out of this frustration around what's going on at that time. So I graduated during the pandemic, literally in the middle of the pandemic, taking my dance exams on Zoom. And there's this frustration and anger that I'm feeling at that time. There's just this there's this marginalization that I've experienced when I was at school, and just graduating from there. Realized that there's not safe spaces for the IBIPOC community. And so Momentum 180 Theater Collective was born because of that. I do feel different kinds of emotions as, what's going on today and and the politics and the sociopolitical sciences of it all. But I want to use that anger or that emotion to fight for spaces and to create safe spaces for new and emerging IBIPOC artists in starting a career in either being an actor or being a writer or being a musician. I found myself mentoring a lot of young artists right now who are just starting or just have just graduated, and all I'm coming from is from my experiences and my lived experiences and my background. So I really enjoy doing that kind of work, and Momentum 180 Theater Collective has been supportive of that. I do have a co-founder, which her name is Jocelyn, and we're kind of like business partners, but we're also really good friends. And so I really, really am grateful for her, just because for pretty much putting all of our project into fruition.
And I think, as you said, I don't want to get political, but I'm also not afraid to get slightly political on the show. We are living in really quite unprecedented times here, and it's absolutely vital that services like that and people are able to have a safe space to be, especially, again, I don't want to get all riled up. I'm not going to get all riled up, but it is important, and I'm glad that people like you are actually taking a stand and stepping up and providing those kind of spaces for people.
Absolutely. Thank you.
It's fantastic.
It's I'm driven from my experience.
Oh, yeah.
I think seeing all of these things from an ADIPOC perspective and someone who's a young immigrant, it's mind blowing that it's hard to make, it's difficult for government bodies and everyone who's just making law or like the rules, for lack of a better term. And so for me, I got frustrated into fighting against the wave. And so instead I chose to just create within my capacity and within the resources that are available to me, to take care of my mental health and my well-being as well. Because we're at the end of the day, we're all just human beings trying to live.
Exactly, which I think more people need to start realizing. We're just people.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
You know what, this is a kind of off topic, but it did yesterday, even when this is weird kind of mentioning this, but when the Artemis, the Orion, the ship, the spacecraft landed off San Diego, it really does remind you that we are all just on this tiny rock, and that we really all should just learn to get along.
That's fine.
I don't know why it's so difficult.
It's true.
I feel like my face is turning slightly red. So let me just pivot here to your last EP, Love Me Not. It was released last February 2025, correct?
25, yeah.
25. Can we get a picture of that on the screen? We've got, we were talking before the show, a very, very professional album cover. A lot of the groups we have in here obviously are starting out. It's a kind of low down show. This might be the most professional piece of album artwork we have seen so far. And you were saying this, did the city of Vancouver pay for this?
Yeah. Well, technically, yes.
Technically, they did.
Clean up pretty well.
Yeah, it's a little blurry, but
they'll see it if they check it out. But,
exactly.
But yeah, I was very blessed and lucky to be able to receive the Creative BC. I think it was the Career Development Grant that paid for the photo shoot for that, and they were able to share it on their socials, kind of like before I released it.
What was it, like 4 months before?
It was 4 months before, but it's kind of cool to be just in the city of Vancouver's Instagram
it's a teaser
account.
Exactly, just pop up there.
So I just, my team and I were just like, oh, I guess we just need to kind of tease that this is gonna be the album art. It was such a fun photo shoot. I mean, I've never really seen it on TV right now, and it's kind of cool to just, those details that my friends and I, my team and I have done. So very, very grateful and blessed to have them and to have the city of Vancouver. It's just fun.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm sorry that the first time it's on TV is on the blurriest possible device. BCIT, British Columbia Institute of Technology, everybody. But
it's retro.
Exactly. That's the big aesthetic right now. So we're kind of hip with the times, I think. Yeah. Now, speaking of Love Me Not, can we hear a song from the EP?
Of course.
To close out the show.
Yeah.
I think it only makes sense.
Is it okay if I just share just a snippet of what it's about?
Absolutely.
So Love Me Not was written based on the stages of grief. And that's because apparently, according to studies, we go through the stages of grief when we experience heartbreak.
Makes sense. Checks out.
And the song that I'll be performing for you and for your audience is one of the most streamed one in this album, but it's also the middle stage, which is the stage of bargaining, called Empty Promises. So,
just out of curiosity, before we play it, how many stages of grief are there? Like, is there
there's 5?
So are there 5 songs on the EP?
And there's 5 songs in the EP.
That is pretty smart. Concept album.
Concept album for sure.
One of my favorite kinds of albums.
I love doing that.
Concept albums are fantastic, and I know. Again, I'm rambling now, but I know albums, kind of the age of albums is over a little bit. Like, it's now back to singles.
Yeah.
But I personally am a big advocate for albums and concept
too.
albums. I think they're fantastic.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to hearing you play a song off of it. And then all of our viewers will check out the full album to get the entire picture.
Sounds good.
They better. I'm looking into the camera very angrily.
You good?
Leave all your lies so with you. Just don't play my heart, 'cause I've had enough. Take all your words so with you, 'cause broken promises are the death of me. Somebody call SOS. I think I just failed again. It doesn't mean I couldn't care less. Another pain, I guess. Somebody just help me see. I couldn't find a way to breathe. It's easy to give up and put up a facade. It's hard to put me back. So leave a message if you please, while I find a missing piece. I don't need your empty promises, no sweet nothing. As I walk out of the door, I don't want to hear you more. I don't need your empty promises, no sweet nothing. Ooh, oh sweet nothing. Breathe through it all, don't look back. I try to stand my ground, 'cause I've had enough. Oh, I'll take all the reasons I left before they take away all the tears I wept. Somebody call SOS. I think I just failed again. It doesn't mean I couldn't care less. Another pain, I guess. Somebody just help me see. I couldn't find a way to breathe. It's easy to give up and put up a facade. It's hard to put me back. So leave a message if you please, while I find a missing piece. I don't need your empty promises, no sweet nothing. As I walk out of the door, I don't want to hear you more. I don't need your empty promises, no sweet nothings.
It happens. Live TV.
I'm almost done. Oh, leave a message if you please. Oh, while I find a missing piece. As I walk out of the door, I don't want to hear you more. Oh, I don't need your empty promises, no sweet nothing. I don't need your empty promises and no sweet. Leave all your lies all with you. Just don't play my heart, 'cause I've had enough.
Thank you.
That's cool hearing that song live, because that's the first song from you I heard.
Oh, really?
That was my introduction to you. Awesome. Well, that's all the time we've got for today. You can follow Argel with the links below he's in our social media pages. You can follow Spotify. Mm-hmm. Keep watching his career with interest. I'm Noah Schmidt, and this has been Live at Evolution. Stay classy, Vancouver.